Welcome everybody, it is Unstoppable Steletsy, and I got for you today yet another Age of Empires 3 to 5th edition caster game to do. So this time it looks like we got ourselves a 1 versus 1 supremacy, Germany versus Ottomans. Before we get started, let's check out the map real quick to see what it has to offer for the players. So if I recall, this is Esau Tassily. Yeah. It is Tassily. I remember it from Wars of Liberty when we play this map like literally every other week. It's a pretty popular map because it's nice and long, so you can do some more sort of late gamey stuff on it. It's great for team games. You get the two little trade routes on the side you can capture here and get some XP or whatever resource you need later. One thing that you have in the Definitive Edition version of the map that you don't have in Wars of Liberty though is natives on it. Yeah, Berber natives. Very interesting. Because when I used to always play Tassily and Wars of Liberty, we didn't get natives because there really were no proper natives to the map. But I guess now that the Berbers are part of DE, you can have natives on. That's pretty cool. So let's see how the match goes, shall we? Alright, so Ottomans. Ottomans, you know, they're one of the easier cities to use macro-wise because, well, you don't have to worry about queuing up villagers ever because they literally queue themselves up for you. As you see here, villagers are produced over time for free from your town centers. Now, you still need to build houses to fit their population, but you don't have to actually press that button every time in the UI to spend 100 food on them, so in that sense, you really never have to have any resources to get more villagers, right? The only two things you need to do, put houses down and build your mosque. And when you reach that build limit of your villagers, you need to increase the build limit. See right here on the build limit of the Uruk, the unique Ottoman villager. Ottoman villager arrives for free at the town center. Basically, it has a build limit of 25, yeah. So normally you're used to villages with build limits of like 99, right? Or 50 if you're the Dutch. Now the way you increase the build limit is, like I said before, you build a mosque, they have these little techs, and increases it by, the build limit will be increased by like, what, 25 or something? And you keep doing that till you eventually reach 99 around, I think it's Fortress or Industrial Age, yeah. But I think it's a really good system as you never really have to spend any food on villager production. You don't have to worry, oh wait a minute, I forgot to queue up villagers, now I'm behind economically. No, the Ottomans do it automatically for you, so no work on your part. And you can put that food into janissaries or something else. As for the opposing player here, Kaischke with the Germans, he has done quite a lot of Germans lately, and he rides on the fact that they have strong mercenaries and the economic power of these settler wagons. Yeah, settler wagons, a villager that causes 2 population, but also has a gather rate of 2 villagers in 1. In the end, it leads to some really good gather rates, and as you see right here, they constructed a market to get the hunting dogs as well. So their gather rate's going to be even better now, since the base gather rate of the settler wagon is so high. A tech like hunting dogs, even in the first age, is going to have a drastically better effect on it than the regular settler, pretty much. Yep, and we see 2 more of them shipped from the home city. In fact, what sort of deck do we got here? To me, it looks more like a Age 3, Age 4 combat deck, honestly. We see a couple of mercenary shipments here too, like the Jaegers and the Black Riders in Age 3. In Age 4, we actually have some of the native sects and cuirassiers as well. These guys are pretty powerful. We also have the Winged Hussar shipment. So, a lot of nice unit shipments here. To me, I think we're going to end up with like an Age 3, Age 4 fight from them against the Ottomans. Whereas the Ottomans, with their deck, looks more like, well, they really have options, you know. See, the thing with Ottomans is they usually have a lot of crates in their deck, and they can go right off fighting in Age 2 with either Janissary, Abbas, Double Barracks Janissary, or even like Delhi Abbas, so you're going like Handcab and Abbas gun. Ottomans give you pretty fair options. And you can even use some of these AZAPs as well into 5th edition, which you don't have in Wars of Liberty. They sort of combine like a pikeman and a semi-skirmisher because they deal anti-light cav damage with their bows at range. So yeah, it's a pretty weird hybrid unit for sure. It actually inspired the stats of the flanker in Wars of Liberty, actually. With a couple of modifications, of course. Oh yes, look at that technology. See, the Ottomans have other technologies at their mosque that also improves the training time of more Yuruks from the town center. And they get about 3 of them. We just saw the first one be researched from it. Now these settlers are going to come out slightly quicker. And if you get all 3 of them, and they all cost wood, by the way, so even a shipment of wood like this can go towards it, your villagers will come out really fast than before you research the text, and then you can really start booming out, right? And as you can imagine, building town centers earlier with the Ottomans is always a great idea, because that booming queue is always going to be active, because you don't have to maintain it. You don't have to put food into the machine to make it work. You just leave the town center there, have enough houses available, and villagers will come out of it. Look, here comes the next technology. Corporeal Viziers. I can't remember if that's the second Moss technology for training or the third one. If that's the third one, boy is he... Yep, see these queues are getting slightly quicker now, so villagers will be coming out even faster. We see wood and then coin. So I'm wondering, are they even going to be fighting in Age 2 at all? Or is this going to be a fast fortress into falconets? That's another option you get as the Ottomans, is their fast fortress and fast industrial play. Ottomans themselves get some really powerful mid and late game units, whether that's the Spahis shipments, the falconet shipment, their great bombards, some of their mercenary cards like the Mamluks. Ottomans do really well in mid to late game strategies, so sometimes it's even beneficial to skip the Age 2 altogether. And I think that's certainly what we're seeing here, because now I'm seeing the market go down. So Pride's gonna pick up hunting dogs and placer mines like right away, and then steel traps after that, so they can get to Age 3 and possibly Age 4 very quickly. And here's the thing, they have a pretty solid hand for Age 3 gameplay. They get the Janissary shipment, they get the Spahi shipment, the Abbas, the Falconets, the Mamluks. They're really in a good position to go into Age 3 combat here. And even if you want to jump up to Age 4 and get the bombards and the factories to make more of the bombards, that's another option you can do. So let's see if that ends up happening here. As for the Germans, let's see what the Germans are doing. Oh, they got Palatine ship settlements. Now what Palatine shipments does is it basically allows these houses to provide even more population. Normally a house, as you know, provides only 10 population. According to this, it increases it to about 30 population per house. So it's certainly good in decks where you're going to be using mercenaries, since, as you know, mercenaries take up a lot of pop space. It's also a good defensive measure if you know an enemy is going to be raising your houses a lot with, like, say, the Hod's Explorer, possibly Ottoman artillery. It just gives you more options overall. And, in fact, I'm curious that they're aging up right now. Yes, it appears they're already in the Fortress Age, and they're going to start shipping in the Falconets right away. Yep. Oh, they're going to coin. So that's making me think, oh wait, they're going to Industrial Age. Yeah, they'll give them enough coin for Industrial Age. And they have the backup barracks here in case they face any pressure to get some Jans on the field. Wait a minute, no, they're just going to ship Jans, it looks like. So maybe it's going to be some Age 3 pressure here. And it looks like they're going to build that around the Janissary. And to boot, when we look at the cards here, they got Endurance School, which boosts the Janissaries, and then they also... Oh no, this is the only Janissary combat card they got, and this one benefits the Abbas and the Humbarasi, and the cannons. So definitely got some stats boosts in this deck here for combat specifically. Nothing economically though, so if the Ottomans want to keep ahead economically, I would say get a lot of councils. Oh wow, Uhlans. Jawohl, jawohl, Uhlans. Hide them in the TC. Right now. Like, right now. Oh, very, very lucky on your part. You did not get any casualties there. Now, the Germans lost 1 Yuan, so they got casualties. That was a pretty good maneuver by the Ottomans to avoid any sort of damage from that raid. And now the Janissaries have arrived, so these Uhlans are going to have to make themselves scarce if they want to live. Yeah. Nothing you can do here, folks. Let's just skedaddle, get out of there. You're not doing anything by being there. You're just going to get sniped because Uhlans, as you know, low HP cavalry. It's great when you're doing damage with that high hand attack, but when you're not doing anything, it doesn't take a lot of bullets to knock them off that horse real quick. And to make it even more easy to defend, they're going to ship in Janissaries. There are 8 Janissaries now. Yeah. As well as train more of them from this barracks. Now, the interesting thing, though, is that the Germans have 3 of the trading posts on the map, including the one all the way up here. Yeah, this is within the Ottoman territory, and they are possessing one of their trading posts. So that's making me think the German strategy is let's spam a bunch of shipments, get a lot of the free Yuans from those shipments. As you know, you get free Yuans with German cards, and just overwhelm the enemy with that. Yeah, the only exception, of course, is like mercenary and I think native cards. Yeah. The way those work for the Germans is, instead of free Yuans, you just get extra units for those cards. Like, instead, again, 3 free Yuans for a Jaeger shipment, you'll just get 3 additional Jaegers than you normally would for other civs. Making Germans a really powerful Merc deck civ. Oh, so this is the Grand Bazaar. So this is the 3rd Moss training upgrade. Okay, so after this, they should have maximum speed queues on their town centers now in terms of booming potential, which is really going to help them out a lot. And I'm wondering, oh, they've already sent the 1K wood. So, do they have any other wood? Oh, yeah, they could certainly send these if they have some backup time and get maybe 1 or 2 more TCs out. That would ensure maximum booming potential for the Ottomans. And then they could really start jumping on top of Abasgar production, which they seem to be doing as well as Janissary. And see, this is the Galata Tower District. This is the first build limit boost for the Ottomans. I believe it improves the Yaruk's build limit by about 25 to about, or is it 45? Let's see. Yeah, oh, 45, so it's only about 20. Still, that gives them more room to continue booming now. And it does get more expensive for the other ones, so just keep that in mind. I think for a Galata Tower it's only a bit of coin, and then for the other ones I think it's a cost of wood as well, I believe. Not too sure. I don't play Ottomans a lot. But I'd certainly know that they're really good with their Janissaries, they're good with their Abasgars, and I definitely like either the Abbas Barracks build or the Double Barracks Janissary build. I've used those to some great effect sometimes, and even ranked into Fam Edition, and they can, you know, they can get you some really good wins if you know how to do it properly. But you need to act quickly, though. That's the thing with, like, the Ottoman strategies, is if you act too slowly, you give the enemy too much time, then they can counteract you. You know, Ottomans react best when they're moving very quickly. They're getting to, like, age 4 really fast to get those bombards out. Because if it's a low-level opponent, they're going to be trying to fight those things with, like, Shuko Nu or Quang Pikemen like I used to do. And you realize, I'm not taking down bombards with that, so it's already a GG at that point. And then they have the Spahis protect them with the splash attack. So yeah, that's one of the key ways to deal with an Ottoman player is try to keep the pressure on them, keep them from growing. Because if you let them grow within a short amount of time, they're going to have units that you can't deal with at your current stage economically. And that's probably why having Germans here as your civ might help you out. Because you do have some decent mercenary shipments to kind of close the gap on the Ottoman special units. You know, Black Riders could be useful against bombards. You could use the Jaegers against their Janissary spamming. But you have to do it in a very careful way. Because if you don't micro well, you're just going to lose the units anyways. Now, what we see here is we see German skirmishers skirmishing with janissaries. Oh no, they ran right into the Jans and they were already slicing with their scimitars. Not good. Not good at all. Not good at all. But, what are you gonna do over here? You need to get these Abiskars over here and start hitting those skirms, you know? Skirm versus Janissary, that's not looking like a good situation for you. Now, once you get the Abiskars involved, they're gonna blast their way through those skirmishers because they deal crush damage. Yeah, that's the advantage of the Ottoman's Abyss Gunner over that of the skirmisher. It might be more expensive and cost more pop to produce, but that crush damage goes right through the skirmisher's armor, so it only takes so many of those heavy shots to actually take out one of these skirms individually. Oh, and then they have their falconets ship in tow right behind them. So what's going to happen now? They're going to go for the stable. I would go for this native settlement too, because you never know if he's going to pop a bunch of Berber camels on top. And those are also a really strong anti-artillery unit. Yeah, now we're going to see the Uhlans coming home to try to disrupt these cannons here. Let's see if the Ottomans are smart enough to protect the cannons. It looks like they do have a group of janissaries, some of which still on melee mode, coming in to close the gap. I think... Yeah, yep, they intercepted them. Now they... Oh no, they just let him run through though. Now he's got to protect again over... Let's see if he can reach the cannon. Oh, he sent a group over here too, a contingent again. Oh, yep, he got one of them. One more to go, one more to go. Oh, right, perfect. Oh, and the Berber camels just arrived as well, so that's going to be another thing they can use. However, I don't know with all these janissaries around. Oh, no, yeah, these janissaries. You can use Uhlans against them, unfortunately. The problem with janissaries is they have such high hit points compared to a standard musketeer. Even the high damage of the Uhlan is really not a good thing to use against them. Because remember, ranged heavy infantry, they have hand armor, so you're not doing that full 37 or so damage to them. You're only doing like, let me think, probably like close to like 33 or something. Not a lot. And when you have like 300 HP like this at the veteran upgrade level, yeah, about 301, it takes a lot of slashes from a Uhlan to actually take out just one of these things. Never mind a whole stack of them like we just saw. But thankfully, because there were skirmishers there and Tushki was able to call upon the Minutemen from the settlement, they are able to protect that site, right? And it's pretty good that you have two town centers because they were effectively able to call the Minutemen from both of the town centers, doubling the amount of firepower of this army here, and ability to stave off another invasion again. Minutemen a pretty good unit, but as you know, they lose HP over time. Now they literally go down in one bullet pretty much, because now they've reached their maximum time on the earth at this point. So now they're going to go down. Now the skirmisher versus Abyss Janissary. I think the Abyss Gunners are going to win this situation here, just because they're plus damage, and they're going to have to retreat now. More Janissaries coming in to support. Ottoman Yaluks being comfortable enough to hunt all the way down here now, because they know there's likely not any more Uhlans that they have to worry about. Now, what's this settler doing? So this settler is basically trying to do some herding work over here to support this town center all the way up here on the trade route. So it does look like the German economic scene is moving a bit on the Tasli map, more towards the north here. And that makes total sense because it seems like the Ottomans are mostly involved on this side, so the Germans may as well take up this side to compete with them pretty much for resources. Oh wow, now we see German falconets coming out of their artillery foundry. 4 cannons with the war wagon queued up. That could be pretty good here. One certainly good way you could deal with Abiskars is put out a bunch of falconets. Oh yeah, definitely. And notice that they actually stuck a malice for the Abyss Gunners against the cannons, so they only do about half damage. That's basically to prevent Abyss Gunners from outright sniping artillery unless they're in larger numbers. So really, they're only doing 18 damage per shot against these cannons. So you would really need about let me do the math in my head, probably like, I don't know, like 16 Abascars to 1 sniper cannon. Which is fair, you know. If you didn't do that, then you could probably only do it with like 8 or 9, maybe even less than 2 Qs worth of them. And that would be pretty broken. It would be pretty broken to do that. Now, let's see here how long these Falcons can last, though. If they can stay protected long. Oh yeah, they're doing some serious damage, though. And now more skirmishers are arriving, some Uans are arriving, war wagons are arriving. This is making me think this might be the turnaround the Germans needed at this point. And because the Ottomans haven't really been going cavalry that much, okay, back to the... Alright, so now we see skirmishers, falconets, and war wagons moving north over here. And they're going to be making a move onto these janissaries right now. Let's see here that, yep, and that, oh, wait a second, we actually see the Uruks actually retreating up towards the Ottoman town center here. That's pretty interesting. And what else do we see? We see culverins, too. So, yep, those culverins are going to be really useful in dealing with that falconet mass. Oh, no, Yuan's actually killing some of the Uruks still in the mine here. How are the resources armies doing by that? Oh wow, look at that. They can't even afford janissaries anymore. So when it comes to things like these Uans on the map right now, they can't even get more janissaries right now to kill the Uans off. And unfortunately it looks like the Ottomans are a bit split over here. They really need to congregate together and make an effective attack strategy. Unfortunately, these falconets are going to get the first shot, I believe. Yep, they're going to get the first ball. Oh, no, nope. They chickened out. But they are, yeah, they're going to lose 1 falconet to the culverins, though. Now the skirms basically have to engage with the janissaries. And these cannons really need to stay back. Oh, wait a second. What? Oh, these are delis. I thought those were Mamluks for a second. Like, oh boy, now that's going to be a serious threat. But here's the thing, even if they were Mamluks, war wagons, they do a lot of damage. 42 times 3, that is about 126 damage. That is some serious damage per shot. With just one of these, and combined, you're looking at like 1k damage as a group when you target it on one unit. That's probably even enough to take down 1 Mamluk at a time, which is really great. What are these cannons doing? They can't decide if they're going to shoot or not. Just go for it, man. You're right there. Just take them out. You just need to get your culverins across to take his out, and then you can probably make some more falcons to finish him off. Just shoot. Just shoot. Shoot. Don't hesitate. Just shoot. Don't hesitate. Show no mercy. That's the way you gotta play these things, you know? Don't sit there shaking back and forth like, should I shoot, should I not shoot? Once you see the culverins within the whites of their eyes, just fire ahead at them. Take the loss. At least you're taking out one of their cannons. And now you can basically try to come up with a recovery. Now, I don't know in this case if you can recover, because, yeah, you don't have any wood to make more artillery, though. But they don't have any more falcons. Are they making more falcons on the... No, they're just going culverins at this point, so they're mostly going with just, like, anti-artillery now. So, hopefully for now, if you can mass up your Abascars enough, which, looking at the resource situation, yeah, they certainly have enough coins still that they can keep a queue of 5 Abascars going. And they're starting to also upgrade the... I thought they were going to upgrade the stats, but looks like I'm wrong on that. Because they do have 2 upgrades for the Abascars here. They got the Sebasi in H2 that improves the hit points, and then they get Top Cular, which improves both the attack and the HP of the Abascar. So they could get some better stats here real quick if they want to. Oh, they even have 2 shipments to get done as well. But I think they want to either get a Spahi shipment next or a Mamluk shipment. Like some really powerful heavy cavalry here to help protect them. I would suggest that they get something here. Something to deal with the skirmishers and the cannons. And then just mass up janissaries to take out the war wagons. To me, that sounds like a pretty effective strategy at this point. Yep, definitely. So, let's see here. Right. Huh. Where is the Ottomans going? Oh, they're fighting off the Uhlans. You're not worried about this mass? You're worried about the sneaky little Uhlans? Well, at this point... Oh, yeah. You're getting raided by war wagons. Wow, look at that. Look at that raid. The thing is, since they're like cav, they actually get a malice against villagers too, so they're only doing about 24 damage per shot, so it does take them a bit more time to take these out compared to other units. Oh, but then the... Where are the Chancers going? Oh, they're going after the culverins. Talk about leaving your artillery exposed. At the same time, you're leaving your villages exposed over here. It's like chaos all over the place. It's really no order anywhere, you know? The artillery are running by themselves. The villagers are getting slashed by both Uhlans and war wagons without protection. Now the Chancellor's getting surrounded by Uhlans. I mean, I think the scimitar should be enough to slice their way through these things, no problem. Oh yeah, absolutely. Not a challenge at all, honestly. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah. Good. Alright. Now, GG. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a pretty interesting Tassily 1v1. You know, the thing I liked about this one was we saw a bit of back and forth there. I thought initially Ottomans were really doing well with their fast fortress strategy, and they were going to eventually beat their way through the Germans. But the Germans, you know, were able to pivot their units a bit. Were able to add in different varieties of units in just to come to the occasion and beat them out. And I thought that was pretty smart, honestly. And I liked the fact that after they knew that the Ottomans were making culverins to counter their falcons, they kind of stopped that and they just continued to make their own culverins so they could have a bit of slight anti-infantry but also some decent siege going in. So I always have to react to the units that you see on the map. If you don't react and you just keep spamming the same thing over again and again, you're eventually going to get countered out and be defeated. And luckily they didn't do that. So resource-wise, yeah, this German economy with the settler wagons is absolutely insane, man. Look at how much resources they got from how many settler wagons did they even have on the map?
Aufgabe?
Only 8 of them. Only 8 of them, and they were just able to do well because they were booming out multiple town centers. That's pretty good, you know. That's why having 3 TCs is really great. And the problem with the Ottomans was, at least, yeah, they only had 1 town center. So they weren't able to take advantage of their civ bonus that much, and that's probably where they paid the price. Yeah, definitely. And then militarily, it started out probably favorably for the Ottomans with this number, and then Germany just turned it around with their usage of their skirms and their war wagons, pretty much, to very high damage units against infantry. So yeah, that's game. I hope you enjoyed this one, you know. I know there was a bit of a phone ring there in the middle that I tried turning it off ASAP, but yeah, hopefully for the next one we won't have that. See you in the next one. Sign off now from this one. Hopefully we can get even more of these casted games going. I love these things.